guys, and today we are covering the newest patch for Hand of the Gods Smite Tactics, which will be Chaos in Rome Open Beta 0.37. Fairly small patch, but we have some new cards, some good cards, and some updates, so we're going to go through them really quick. First, we'll start with the newest card, which obviously you can tell is Discordia. She is Roman, obviously. She is a god, rare, 4 mana cost, 3/3, and her war cry is swap your hand with your opponents. So Discordia is going to be played very strategically, obviously, because you don't want to throw her out, and then, let's say your opponent has one card, and it's like a, I don't know, a Thracian or something like that, and you have, like, you know, Mercury, Bacchus, some Inferno turrets or whatever. You're not going to go ahead and play Discordia and then give that hand to your opponent and then take their Thracian. So you have to play Discordia a little strategic. Let's say you have a really strong early game. You get a Mercury out, maybe a Bacchus, maybe even a second Mercury, and you have no cards, and then you pull a Discordia. Well, you can go ahead and play that Discordia, swap it with your opponents, and then they have no cards, and now you have their hand, and you basically force a victory right there. So very good card, very cool. And it's going to be used in many strategic ways. So next one is Insight. It is a Hindu card. It's an epic 3 mana cost spell. This replaces your leader ability with discover a card in your deck. So as you know, Ganesh's leader ability is spawns a pillar that heals 1 health to a random card or a random unit at the end of the turn. You can replace that with discover a card in your deck. So say you're mid to late game, you got your pillars out, you're kind of just right in the middle of the battle, it's kind of wrapping up. You're low on cards, you go ahead and play that, and now you can just go ahead and get an extra card every single round to help you get that one last card or two that's going to seal the victory. Or if you're, losing a little bit, it's going to help you get over the other edge and gain some map control and stuff like that, or board control. So, really good card there. Next one is Mana Burst. It is a Chinese card. It's a rare 1 mana spell. This deals damage equal to your opponent's unused mana. Another good card. This is very similar to, forget what card it's called, but it's the Mayan card where you spend all your unused mana to create a zombie with attack and health equal to that. So if you have 10 mana left and you play that card, you'll spawn a 10/10 zombie. So a little similar to that card, but now you just deal damage to your... I guess you can select any unit. I guess you can select a unit, whether you want it to be a fire giant or their summoning stone. I guess you can do summoning stone. It doesn't say unit, it doesn't say god, it doesn't say summoning stone, so you should be able to use it anywhere, so that could come into play. Now, if you go second, it's going to be a little harder to really get full effect of that, because obviously they're going to be going first and they'll be using mana first. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to come into play, but regardless, that is a good card. It's a useful card, and most people who run a Chinese deck generally run beast decks. You'll see some spell decks that revolve around Guang Yu and stuff like that, but a lot of the time it's a beast deck. So you can just get rid of one card, throw this in there real quick, and then it'll basically be the seal of victory. It's going to make Nuwa even better, and I think Nuwa is the best character in Hand of the Gods, in my opinion. So Transmute Dead, Mayan card. It is a rare 2 mana spell. Discard a card in your hand and spawn a 4/4 crazed zombie. Not quite sure exactly what a crazed zombie is. I'm not sure how it's different from a regular zombie. I'm not sure if you can move anywhere or if you have, full movement rather than just one space, but we'll find that out. Pretty cool card there, though. Mayan's getting some love lately. In fact, the last 2 patches, the Mayans have gotten a lot of love. Opwash is getting some love, so. Reworked cards. I've seen some mixed opinions on this one. I personally love it. And the first one is Celestial Armor, the Egyptian card, obviously. Cost increased from 3 to 8, so they're changing it, you can tell. And then select a friendly unit, and whenever it is targeted, spawn a 4/4 copy of it. So, I personally get Celestial Armor all the time, and I think I've gotten 4 or 5 copies of them, and it's an epic card. So I keep pulling them, and I see an epic, I'm like, oh yeah, new card, Celestial Armor. A couple packs later, oh, an epic, new card, Celestial Armor. So I never liked the card because of that, because it's just like I keep getting this one card and I never used it, mainly because I don't really play Raw at all. But even when I did, it just wasn't something I used a lot. So I kind of had a bad connotation with it, and I'm loving the rework of it. Obviously, it's more expensive now, but let's say you have, I don't know, a Blade Master, a Fire Giant, War Machine, something strong on the field, and you play that on it, every single time it gets targeted, 4/4 copy. And that card, if it's a Fire Giant, that card's going to get targeted 2, 3, 4 times before it gets killed, if it gets killed. So that's 2 or 3, 4 copies of it on the battlefield. So that is a really good change in my opinion. Now, this is mixed bags for me because I loved Poseidon. Poseidon was a great card, and basically what they did is they just split up Poseidon and Kraken. So Poseidon's Warcry used to be when you played the card, your leader ability would change to Kraken. What they did now is changed Poseidon's Warcry and made the Kraken an actual card in the game. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to give everybody a copy of Kraken who had Poseidon before, or they're just going to make you earn it. It is a legendary card, so if they're going to make you earn it, I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. But I think the people who had Poseidon before should just be rewarded with Kraken. That's my opinion. I know it is giving people a free legendary card, but a lot of people probably played Poseidon just because of the Kraken. So we'll see, but Kraken now is a card. It is a spell card, 3 mana, replaces your leader ability with the Kraken. So that's really all it is. It's just what Poseidon did with his Warcry is now a legendary card. So they just split him up big time. That shows you how good Poseidon was, though. And Poseidon's rework is return all enemy units on Poseidon's row to their owner's hand, and add a random god to your hand for each card returned. So obviously Poseidon used to be played more late game, because that would be like, you know, once you're wrapping it up, play Kraken, get 3, 6, 9 free damage on the, you know, Summoning Stone and a couple rounds and stuff like that. Now he's still going to be late game because you don't really want to put him down early and just return 1 card to your hand, like return a Thracian or something like that, and then just get 1 god. So if they mistakenly are playing really aggressive and they have all their units lined on 1 row, you could really screw them over. Play Poseidon, knock back every single one that was on that row, and then you get a god for each one. So if you send back 3 of their cards, you get 3 new gods in your hand. So definitely a late game card there, but Poseidon was a late game card before. So Sacrifice, the Egyptian card, cost increase from 2 to 3. Now kills a friendly unit and adds 2 copies of it to your hand. So pretty cool there. I never saw a lot of Sacrifice. Obviously Sacrifice wasn't like some crazy good card. I think it's free actually, so that explains it. But it's nice that they're, you know, showing some love to the free cards and stuff like that, not just rares and epics and stuff. So Void Zone, Mayan card, moved from the Hindu pantheon to the Mayan pantheon, so that's interesting. I was like, Void Stone, that's not Mayan, but yeah, explains it. So 4 mana and silence all enemies adjacent to either Summoning Stone. Wow. Okay, so that does work for Mayan, because as you know, with the zombies, you spawn them, you know, anywhere on the map, but generally to their Summoning Stone. So if they're playing aggressive then, or if they're playing defensive to stop your zombies, you can play that card and, you know, really screw somebody over. Obviously, it's just a silence, it's not damage, so. But if they play a card right away, let's say they play, I don't know, who has a good Warcry? Let's say they play Rama, or Ram, and you can no longer use your leader ability. Well, just go ahead and spawn Void Stone and silence him, and you're fine. You can use it again. So, pretty cool card there. It's nice that they're moving it to the Mayan. Mayan's getting a lot of love the last 2 patches, so. New gauntlets. Week 1, decks can only include cards that cost 5 or more. Players start with 5 mana. 2 core packs, Hunter Favor, and a cutesy Medusa for the rewards. Day 2, players can queue with decks that have spells and ranged units. Ooh, that'll be good for blowing decks. No melee units are allowed. Rewards, 2 core packs, a Hunter Favor, and a cutesy Izanami. Weekend 1, map includes only up 3 rows of playable tiles, and all normal decks are allowed. Rewards, 3 core packs, 150 Favor, and a cutesy Neef. Weekend 2, Day 2, players can only queue with decks that have all Egyptian or Chinese cards. All other pantheons are not allowed. Nor are neutral cards, so just Egyptian and Japanese. Rewards 3 core packs, 150 Favor, and a cutesy Bastet. A little bit of bug fixes here if you want to read through them. I'm not going to really go over them. That is going to wrap it up for this patch, guys. As always, if you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and hit subscribe for more content like this. I'll either throw in some pictures of the cards right now so you guys can see them, or I'll probably throw them in the middle of the video. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll figure that out. But as always, thank you for the support, and I'll see you again soon.